Alright, I appear to be live, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the slight delay. We had a slight... technically we had a slight hiccup with the YouTube setup, but also I had a slight hiccup with the internet needing a kick in the pants to get functional. Let's see here, setting up my little stage here in the YouTube. Thank you. I am up. There you go. Awesome dope. There you are. Thumbs up. We have a wet race here today. We're talking like proper like borderline monsoon conditions right now. So that'll be fun. Let me just get the auto director all up and functional here. Wrong spot. I am in the wrong spot. Helps if I go to the proper part of my hard drive. You'd think I have a whole hard drive dedicated to Steam. You'd think I would know exactly where to go. You would think this, but you would be wrong. Starting the auto director up. Let me know if there's any audio issues that we need to address. We are using the same settings as last time, so I'm hoping everything is good. I was having a nap. No, I was not having a nap. Kidding me? It's like 3 in the afternoon where I am. There is no way I would be having a nap here today. I went out to get some lunch and I came back and the internet. So I guess the story, if no one has Roger's internet, is you get this white box, and it's your modem. You plug it into the cable, you plug it into your computer, and you're all good to go. And there's a little white light, and when it's white, it's good. It's awesome. It's dope. That means that everything is functioning as you want it to. Manna falls from the heavens. You're good to go. I came home, so I come home from getting a shawarma on rice before the commentary, which is my meal of choice. And I come home and I see that the modem is blinking yellow. And that's not good, because that means that something's not working right. And that usually means you have to restart the modem. And that was the problem. Auto director connected. Enabled. Are you enabled? Did I not enable the auto director? Oh, there it is. I see it. I'm not going to turn it on now. That way we can do some replays and stuff. And here we go. All right. So at the moment, Professional Hater on the pole position, followed by Sean Young, followed by... I'm sorry, Mr. Weedman. I don't remember your first name. Matthias Weedman. Luez Felix Kramaric. I smell a Croatian. And Connor McNamee are your lap time providers here at the top 6 in the iron category. And the bronze drivers are out there having a fun time right now. And let's drive. Here. Bring up the broadcast. Who is at a good spot for a tour? Oh, car 164. You are giving us a tour. That is Adam Stewart. Here we go. Adam Stewart heading down towards the first turn, the Variante Redifilo. Bringing it the 150 meter mark. Bringing this way down. Oh, a little overcooked, but not too bad. Still legal. Still legal. Pardon me, it's Variante Primera, I believe. Heading around the Curva Grande here, which is not really a turn, but is still one of the most famous turns in all of motorsport. I say this because it's basically like, full speed. On the brakes for the second chicane. This one's a tough one. This is probably the chicane I mess up the most, I would say. Let's go 1. And Les Mochi. I should actually pull up a track map. It's been a while since I actually refreshed myself on Monza tournaments. You'd think I wouldn't need them, but you know, it's been a little bit. We're heading up to Variante Ascari, named after the 1952 and 1953 Formula One World Champion Alberto Ascari. Also a very challenging section of the track. And then we head into the Parabolica to finish off the lap. And to be clear here, the Parabolica is like a deceptively simple turn. And I actually got this from an Italian racer who just raced with Alessio, who described Monza as racing simplicity taken to its apex evolution. There is a lap from Adam Stewart as he goes fourth quickest. Now, I think we'll get to the TV cam here. Go, get a look at everyone's liveries. Oh! New livery from Adam Stewart today. I like it. It's not your traditional blue, but I do like it, Adam. Good for you. All right. Looking to see who's on a fast lap here. And the answer to that is probably Mr. Robert Bolt in the Aston Martin. Well, I'm not in the racing briefing. Also, I'm a commentator. I get to call it what I want. Let's be real here. Third place for Robert Bolt so far. Let's see. Looking for a fast lap. I'm looking for a fast lap. I'm not seeing a fast lap. So we'll enjoy Mr. Robert Bolt for a little bit more. I guess Matthew East has got a good one going here. Oh, new livery for him too. I like it. I'm a sucker for an orange livery on a BMW. I'm a sucker for an orange livery on anything. I was like one of the few people in the world who like the Spiker F1 livery. So, again, 2 thumbs up, Mr. Matthew East. We got some new liveries coming in, and they look solid. They look rocking. Appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew East currently in 11th place. This lap would move him up maybe into the top 10. Oh, we'll slide there. Kicking it out. Still doing okay. Still up about a half second. Now, unfortunately, a half second won't actually promote him at all. But we'll see. Pole position still belongs to Professional Hater. Go figure. The Irons still own the front row with Hater and Young, the championship contenders in that category. Round. It's going to be an improvement, but not in position. Still 11th quickest, but a 56.41. Time around. Good lap right now going on for Chris Stancer as he makes his way through the Parabolica. This should see him jump up, I was going to say, a couple of spots in 4th place. Good work. Good work. And also on a good lap is Masik Reiser, who is on his way to the Parabolica as we speak. Currently up about 9/10, almost a full second of improvement on the table here, which would put him on pole, which Robert Bolt has just taken. See if he can get the job done here. And nope, not quite pole, but good enough for second quickest at the moment. Robert Bolt, Masik Reiser, now the front row. And currently on a hot lap is, I apparently have once again cast Kerr's Bearded X Badass. If you remember last round, every time I was about to say something nice about him, he would invalidate a lap or make a mistake or do something bad. I appear to have done that yet again. We'll take a look at Chris Stancer. He's got a pretty decent lap going right now. He's up about 3/10 as he works his way through towards Ascari. I wouldn't say he's a threat to pole, but he might nab a second row position for the time being. See how it goes. A At some point, I'm going to briefly disappear to get a beverage, but it'll probably be at the end of qualifying. There is a gigantic thing of juice in my fridge, calling my name and demanding to be heard. No improvement for Stancer. He had a bad run through Parabolica, unfortunately. Not seeing anyone on a runner right now. Is there anyone we haven't checked out that's on a decent enough lap? That's on a improvement lap right now? The answer is unfortunately no. Really do not have anyone to check out right now. Adam Stewart's got a decent enough lap going on. Coming up to a star, he's up about 4/10. That would see him jump from 7th to, unfortunately, just 6th place. So it would only be a one-spot improvement. Nonetheless, let's see if he can bring it on home. Parabolica he goes. It is Lamborghini. It is Lamborghini from Aston Martin, BMW, McLaren, Honda, Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche, and Lambo in the top 10 right now. Adam actually goes 5th quickest, so he actually did a little bit better than I expected him to do. Let's see if Chris Stancer can answer. Currently in 6th place in the McLaren. Parabolica, he's up about 2/10, which would be enough to take that 5th place back. And he goes off the track. Caster's Curse is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian Maroon in the Honda. The NSX Acura, to use its American designation. Coming around the final corner here at the Parabolica. He's about a half second up. This should be a huge improvement. This could be a row 2 position for the time being here. Could jump up as high as 3rd. And it'll be 5th place for Maroon at the moment. We also have got the silver drivers on track. Murley, Vero, Fox, Parsons, Taylor, Stone, Jordan, and Gamble. As well as Pattenden, Gatenby, Cedric, and Volkel are on track. On a good lap is Jeffrey Bacher. Bacher is currently about a half second up, which would put him, and it's only going to net him 8th place for the time being, but every spot counts. There we go. Good lap. Okay, he's maybe a little bit more in that Porsche right now. Who is our first silver driver? Start a hot lap. That will be car 401. Stuart Parsons, the championship leader, and the dominant driving force from Imola. If memory serves, championship table here real quick. Parsons had a perfect score. Yeah. He is 4 points ahead of Freddie Murley, with Tatis Volkel, Isaac Jordan, and Mickey Taylor rounding off the top 5. In the bronze category, it is Robert Volt leading Jeffrey Bacher, Massa Greiser, and Adrian Maroon and Adam Stewart. And in the iron category, it is Professional Hater leading the way, although tied technically with Sean Young, who won at Imola. Bonus points got Hater even with him. Idris Cahill, Lou Wes, Matthias Wiedemann in the top 5. I don't think I see Cahill here today. I don't. So no Idris Cahill. That'll leave some openings in the top 5 for sure. No idea if this is a good lap for Parsons or not. We have no delta to reference. his way through Lesmo 2. He's just going to be, I think, the first one, although somebody is ahead of him. Car 194. It's Mickey Taylor. I don't think Taylor is on a hot lap. I think that would be the issue. You said we do have El Perry in one of my favorite liveries in the field, the McLaren 720 with the dark green and the black. I like it a lot. I believe this is the start of a hot lap for Perry. I don't know though. I'm getting weird data here. Oh, Parsons did go fastest. Okay, no man. Parsons was on a hot lap. Yeah. Taking pole position for the time being with a 1:54.132. Couple others coming through. Vero second quickest. Gamble third quickest, and Stone and Murley and Vocal with slightly less impressive lap times. They are mixing it up with the bronze and iron drivers, at least for the moment. That track map. Mr. Parsons currently a little bit off the pace, so we'll swap over to Miles Stone in the Bentley. Raptor Virtual Racing, currently about a half second up, which would improve him all the way to about fourth quickest, actually. But there's a lot of people on slight improvement incrementally laps here. Nelson Ambrajosa is on a pretty decent one. He's down in 14th place and would stand to jump into the top 10 as things stand. Stick with Stone. Also on a good lap, Steve Tetley in 15th place. I don't know why, I do love the look of the Bentley. I hate driving this thing because it's I don't know, it's just not me. But I do love the look of it. You can do a lot of interesting stuff with the Bentley. I think that's what it is. You can do a lot with this and make it look very good. Something about the shape of the car and so on that like really brings it in. Actually, there's a race room livery that I would really love it if someone would make me a copy and set up for the Bentley. So if you happen to be of an artistic persuasion, you can tell. Miles Stone goes fourth quickest. And I'm looking for anyone who's on a banger. And Mir Cedric is currently on a bit of a banger, but he is just wrapping it up now. Well, only up to 17th. I thought he would do a little bit better. Steve Tetley is up about a half second right now. This would move him up a couple of spots into about 17th-ish, around there. Did not have a great run there through Parabolica, but still moves up in 18th place. A couple of irons and a couple of bronzes are still towards the front of the pack. So congratulations to them, but you also might be getting a Finley Gamble. Now on pole position in the Ferrari. Sporting the very colorful, very kids cartoon pastel car. His lap time currently sits at a 54.007. That is pole. He's currently about 2/10, maybe 3/10 up. Should be in the 53s though either way. First man to hit those in the wet. And across the line comes Gamble with a 53.635. You fastest lap, you pole position. It's competitive at the front though still. Luke Geese in the Team Honda racing team. Sporting a, in-game livery. No custom here, but it looks good. It looks excellent. I'm a little puzzled by the people who run just the plain liveries instead of an official livery. I think the official liveries look really good. I know there are some that are terrible, and there are a couple of cars that are. So, Lucas Geese taking 12th place. And also on a good lap here in the Lexus, which I'll be giving a lot of attention to, Samuel Jardine, going 3rd place at the moment. Currently about a full second up on his lap time, so should be around Geese and Volt if he can keep this up. Kind of just outside the top 10, probably. Maybe top 10's not out of the question. Yeah, this will be a top 10 time. 5th place. Whoa! Okay, that was higher than I thought. He had a great run through Parabolica there. Made up a couple of 10. Well, okay, put it this way. He either had a really good run through Parabolica there, or he had a really bad run through Parabolica on his prior one. These are the choices. These are the options. Stuart Parsons currently in 3rd place. Oh, well, as I say that, he takes pole. Stuart Parsons back to the front. Miles Stone on a good one here. He is about 7/10 up. He might have a shot at pole here for the time being. And it's a legitimate shot because we're running out of time. Catching up to Finley Gamble there. Gamble on a non-improvement. Oh, non-improvement. Stone goes 2nd quickest. Just 0.03 of a second off of pole position. Very nice. Very tight. It's good to see because Imola was a little bit spaced out. Jim Fox goes 9th quickest. Good work. And currently on a good one is Nelson Ambrajosa. About 6/10 up. This will take him into the top 5. There you go. 5th place. Knocking Vero, Perry, Jardine, and company down a spot. Not seeing anyone really on a burner right now, so we'll stick with Ambrajosa for a bit. Decent start to the lap, though, 2/10 up. Everybody else is kind of showing a lot of red right now. Non-improving laps right now. Ambrajosa through Curva Grande. I'm trying to remind my memory what that second chicane is actually called. Variante del Raggio. There you go. Got it. Don't want on a groundbreaking lap right now. The best out there right now is not really anybody. It's actually really there's a couple of 100th tier, 1000th tier improvements. There's some people on something, but L. Perry right now has the biggest positive delta, and he just lost it all coming out of Let's Mode 2 basically. I think we're probably looking at the final grid more or less. There's nobody really rocking the world out there right now. Samuel Jardine might have a slight improvement. He's way through Ascari. And down to the Parabolica. Didn't have a good run through Ascari though. Nope, I think we have the grid. But he's really chipping away at any time that should impact it too much. Parsons from Stone, Gamble, Volkall, and Ambrajosa. Vero, Perry, Jardine, Cedric, and Gatenby, rounding off the top 10 at the moment. And yeah, like I said, no one really threatening that. So let's do a full grid rundown, and then I will go get a beverage, and then we will probably have a race pretty soon here. All right, on pole, it'll be Stuart Parsons in the Ferrari ahead of Miles Stone in the Aston Martin. Ferrari on row 2 as well with Finley Gamble and the Porsche Tadej Volkel. Nelson Ambrojosa's Ferrari, so 3 Ferraris on the inside of the first 3 rows. Very impressive. Ahead of the McLaren of Fabio Vero. El Perry in the McLaren ahead of Samuel Jardine's Lexus on row 4. Row 5, Cedric Muir in the Porsche ahead of Richard Gatenby in the Aston Martin. The top BMW in the field today will be starting inside row 6. That is Freddie Murley ahead of Jim Fox's McLaren 720. Then it is the Lamborghini of Massacre Iser, the pole position for the bronze category with Robert Bolt in the Aston Martin alongside. Lucas Geese in the Honda ahead of Adam Stewart in the Lamborghini. Pole position for the iron category and inside row 9, Professional Hater in the Aston Martin with the BMW Sean Young alongside. So the Iron Championship contenders right there on row 9. Adrian Marood in the Honda and the McLaren of Isaac Jordan on row 10. Nicky Taylor, a pretty high-ranking guy in the standings right now, starts inside row 11 in his Ferrari with the Lamborghini of Steve Tetley. Chris Stancer on row 12 with Kerry Pattenden. That is a McLaren Lamborghini combo again. Jeffrey Bacher will start 25th in the Porsche ahead of the Audi of Bearded X Badass, the only Audi in the field. Then on row 14, it is Matthias Wiedmann, who I really like the livery of, just saying that, the Lamborghini Huracan driver ahead of Matthew East in the BMW. And then it is Irons down the road here at the back. Lou Wes in the Ferrari, the Porsche Felix Kramaric, and Connor McNamee in the BMW. Penalties are populating as we speak now from last race, including 10 seconds for our pole sitter, Stuart Parsons, and championship leader. He was a little bit naughty at Imola. We also have penalties for Freddie Murley and Robert Volt. I am going to go get a quick beverage. Please feel free to populate the chat with comments and questions while I'm gone, because we have about 3.5 minutes to kill, plus the formation lap. And if you want me to talk about anything in particular, please do. It is surprisingly satisfying to drink no-name peach drink. Don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm an accountant by nature. That's my profession. And as a result, I appreciate any product that is like super cheap, yet super good. Maybe that's the case. I think for the start of the race, we are going to take a look at the 404 car, the Sky Tempesta racing car of Isaac Jordan. Kind of in the middle of everything. Also would like to remind you that we have the Get Steve Tetley actual internet fund up and running, if you would like to make a donation. Constantly high ping in the number 808 car at the start of the races. Does create a little bit of a danger zone, I'm not gonna lie. This is the worst part of being a solo commentator. The moment before we get to the actual green flag and there's actual racing on the screen. It's just me babbling about whatever comes to mind. So let's get a look at some of the liveries we didn't look at in qualifying. Tatis Volkel. Probably we could get a better cam for this kid. Well, he doesn't have a functioning livery. Okay, well, never mind. Same with Fabio Vero. They're both the default black color. Richard Gatenby, we didn't have a look at you. You are also the default black. So I guess it was good that I didn't get a look at some of these guys. Freddie Merle in the very gold-looking BMW there. Further on down the list, we have Mickey Taylor. Also in a carbon black livery. There you go. Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing. We've seen Matthias Wiedemann before. I really like this livery, so I showed it off a lot at Imola. There you go. Here's the Lamborghini there. The purple front, the kind of teal middle, and the black at the back. It's very nice. We have now look at Blue Wes, who is sporting the very, very yellow Ferrari. I believe that's a new livery. He was red last race. At the back of the pack, we will have Felix Kramer in the Anarch Racing Porsche. As we stated, we'll ride with Isaac Jordan for the start. And interesting development here. The guy who's supposed to be outside row 5, Richard Gatenby, is in the pit lane. So, all that work to get a top 10 starting position, and he is going to start from the pit lane. I hope that there is not a serious problem there. But for the time being, the 917 is in the pit lane. As is Felix Kramer in the number 255 Porsche. He was starting dead last anyway, so I think that is understandable. Why you would probably be willing to make a pit lane start. Especially in this weather. This is going to be, I think, a very messy start. We'll see how it goes. Stuart Parsons will lead the way in the Logistical Nightmare Racing 401. He is the silver championship leader in this series, which is our top category. If you want to see the golds and the platinums and so on, you got to go over to split number 1. That being said, happy to have you with me here on server number 2. I think it's been the better racing, but that's just me. I might be biased. Now it'll be interesting to see Miles Stone in the Bentley here today because he qualified really well at Imola as well, and wasn't able to really stay with the leaders. Ended up down in 13th place amongst the silvers, scoring 0 points. So that'll be an interesting development. See how it goes. The grid forms up side by side into the parabolica. 2 wide. We have 2 cars starting from the pits by the looks of it. Richard Gatenby and Felix Kramer. See how that works out for them. or is Finley Gamble on the wrong side?
Green line. Give me all you got.
All right, well, we're green, we're green, we're green. Here we go down to the Variante Primera for the first time. Parsons leading the way from Stone and Gamble. Volkel in fourth. Things are getting a little bit interesting, a little bit behind them. We got a 3 wide there. Samuel Jardine in the mix. Stone and Parsons both hop the chicane. Amperhosa gets forced out very, very wide. One of the Aston Martins comes through the shortcut there, and I would say gained considerably. They'll have to give that back, or I think probably face some kind of stewarding action. Otherwise, seemingly okay. Had some contacts, but not too bad. The biggest one was this one here. 5 cars involved in this contact. Oh, Jardine got pushed around there. I think that was Amperhosa getting pushed wide. That's not too much. It's not too big of an issue. Okay. Anyways, Jardine got knocked around a little bit. He seems to be forcing in the right direction. Stuart Parsons leads from Finley Gamble, 1-2 for Ferrari from Milestone, Tatis Volkel, L. Perry, Professional Hater, Samuel Jardine, Jim Fox, Freddie Murley, and Nelson Amperhosa. Your top 10 at the moment. We are going to throw it over to the auto cam to do its thing. The auto cam will take a little moment to get loaded up here, so manual control for the time being. Isaac Jordan making a move there up into 18th place ahead of Jeffrey Bacher. Also Reiser overtaking Stanzer. Stanzer's had a rough start. The number 8 car was pretty high up in the order, and now he's not. The auto cam appears to not be working. Could be a problem. See how that goes. Reiser picking up a couple spots. I wonder if I think he might have hopped the chicane. Just thought. When you overtake 4 cars around Monza near the first Variante, I suspect you might have hopped the chicane. Professional Hater still up here mixing it up with the silver drivers, despite being an iron himself. Again, I think he was the Aston Martin that cut the chicane and picked up a fairly big advantage. Battling here with the Lexus of Samuel Jardine. 172. That'll be 6th. Oh, Lord! Contact! L. Perry gets taken out as well. Oh, no. Horrible from Jardine and Perry, and Professional Hater is in 5th place. I kind of got to give the blame there to Jardine, though. He kind of was edging over on Hater for no real reason. Didn't have a great look at it, mind you, but I still think that was a little bit rough. A little bit unnecessary, we'll put it that way. If not a penalty, then something that just didn't need to happen. So Parsons leads the way from Gamble, Stone, Volkel, and those 4 are going to win big because they now have this 5th place blockade. This iron car, Professional Hater, in 5th place ahead of Jim Fox, Nelson Amperhosa, Freddie Murley, Robert Holt, Lucas Keys. Flashing of the headlights there from Jim Fox. He is not happy to be held up behind the iron car. But as far as I know, I could be wrong. Chad, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But as far as I know, Hater is entitled to race these guys as he sees fit. This is for position, even if it's not in the same division. I don't know what's up with the auto camera, everybody. Here, the auto director. I'm sorry. It does not appear to be loading up properly. At some point, I may just dive in and do a reboot of the race control and see if that fixes the problem. But until then, yours truly is on the director and on the commentary. There's a lot of action going on that could kick off at any moment, so I don't make many guarantees that I'm going to necessarily find it all. Battle for 17th here between Isaac Jordan and Steve Tetley, heading up until the Parabolica. And Tetley broke quite early for the Parabolica. That allows the McLaren to make a move. But Tetley's still alongside in the Lambo. Jim Fox, by the way, is in the pit lane. Dropping through the order, serving his early pit stop, maybe. Maybe he doesn't want to get stuck behind Professional Hater. I'll be honest here. I'm going to let you on a little secret here. If I saw somebody with a name like Professional Hater as their name in racing, I probably also wouldn't want to be near them. This is just one of those few games where, like, the name of the people you're racing, I think, actually does matter. And I really do prefer people who have. I don't want to say their real name because you can use an alias, whatever. But like, obviously, I'm not gonna be like, hey, you guy in 7th place I'm racing. I need to see your driver's license. Oh, that's a sideways car on track. Who is that? That is Lucas Geese in the Honda dropping backwards. Can we? If the auto director's not going to work, we're going to make some liberal use of some replays here. So we have the Lucas Geese here in the Honda. See if we can catch him 30 seconds back. Yeah, we'll get it here. Looks like he's in clear air, so I'm going to suspect this is just a self-imposed mistake there. Lost the back end and spun it around. And that will drop him down to pretty damn close to the back of the pack. He's ahead of Hader, who was pitted. Fox was pitted. And Kramaric at the moment, who started from the pit lane. And also qualified in dead last. So, there is that. Professional Hader in the pit lane. Let's see. Sam Jardine. Oh, he's going in the pits. That would be why he was really, really close to somebody. A lot of early pit stops going on here. Jeffrey Bacher going side by side with Isaac Jordan down the straightaway. Heading down to the Variante Primera, which is a key overtaking area. Bacher going around the outside. That'll be interesting. Has to brake notably later. One of the carbon cars also picking up a spot there in the background. That was Mickey Taylor, I think. Overtaking Chris Stancer. Sam Jardine in the pit lane. Dropping through the order. Interesting that we're having so many early pit stops here today. I wouldn't have suspected that because honestly, in a wet race like this, I would want to overcut if anything, because I would want that heads up if there is any kind of dry line, any kind of choice of running on non-wet tires as an option. I'm suspecting that will not be the case. We have rain coming for the next 30 minutes. That being said, I still would want that data to make adjustments to my tires, if nothing else, if the track conditions are changing. So the undercuts coming into play here is it's a little bit weird to me. Have a look at Richard Gatenby, who started from the pit lane. Qualified for this race in 10th place, though. Up to 25th and chasing Bearded X Badass for 24th. Heading on down to Parabolica. Taylor also looking to make a move on Patented for 17th place. And Bearded X Badass does not make that hard at all. Jeffrey Bacher in the pit lane. Taylor on the tail of Pattenden. Sorry, I have forgotten your first name, Mr. Pattenden. It starts with a K, I know that. We can find out. Carey. Now, of course, the other option with these undercuts is that people got their tire pressures very, very wrong. They got something in the setup very, very wrong, and they're getting the pits to try to fix that now. I can understand that. Things happen. I'm just suggesting, I'm hoping that the idea of these early pit stops were not planned and are more the product of unforeseen small errors in the setup of the car. Jordan on the attack against Magic Ricer. This is for 14th place overall. Ricer is currently running in 4th place amongst the bronze drivers, behind Robert Bolt, Adam Stewart, and Adrian Brute. Down the inside and Parabolica. I was gonna say I don't think anything's on, but the speed delta there is huge. And Isaac Jordan in that McLaren sticks it on a absolute thread through the needle there with a great line. Lamborghini's still not giving up though. Ricer is not giving up this 14th spot, even though this is a silver versus bronze situation. Ricer not really racing against Jordan. His patented shortcuts to chicane. And obliterates a good chunk of the styrofoam. That could be the case, yeah, with Jardine spinning into the gravel. Obviously, that would be an option. But there are a number of cars that have come in early that I have not seen something that would explain. Like if we pull back here to Professional Hater, you can see that there are 3 cars that have served their pit stop. Now, I thought it was more. Looks like Hater did not actually serve his pit stop. Maybe he got a penalty. I remember saying back on lap 1 that Hader cut the chicane pretty. I don't want to say deliberately because that gets into the whole like motivation, inside thought, intentionality. There you go. But like whatever it was, he did go very, very, very off the track. And gained a considerable advantage, so I could see that maybe having been a penalty that brought him in. Pick up the battle for second place here between Miles Stone in the Bentley and Finley Gamble in the rear gunner Ferrari. Ferrari 1-2, followed by Bentley Porsche. And rounding off the top 5 is another Ferrari and Nelson Ambrose. So you got to think that the Monza, the faithful here at the Temple of Speed, is up there. I don't think any contact bad enough to warrant pit. Yeah, I didn't think so either. But it is possible, obviously. Sometimes the lightest of contacts make you feel like the car is not right. You want to get in there. You want to get in the pits. You want to fix it. You don't want to deal with the unpleasant experience of driving around Monza with a very, very unresponsive or not properly driving car. A couple of cars are dropping through the field. Don't know what's up with Matthew East, but he's losing a bunch of spots. Getting overtaken there by Fabio Vero. Pardon me, that's not Vero. That's I don't know who that is. Unfortunately. I thought Gate and B had a livery. Big sneeze. Sorry if that got picked up heavily by the mic. That came very, very suddenly. Classic Resser battling with Mickey Taylor. This is not really your fight, Resser. But we saw him put up a fight against Isaac Jordan, which was not really his fight either. So I suspect the Lamborghini is not giving up this fight easily. And behind them is Kerry Patton and Fabio Vero. Oh, contact! I kind of got to give Racer a pass on that one. That was a bit weird. Taylor kind of came across him. Anyways, that's going to let Patton through. And probably Vero as well. On the back end of this is Matthias Whiteman, who is currently in second place in the iron category. He's going well. And the inside at Primera. Very tight. And Varo is through. Oh, no, not quite. Resser coming back at it. Resser is having a very entertaining race, if nothing else. I legitimately am not sure if it's a good idea to do what he's doing here with the battle with the silver drivers. Oh, come on, you can't do that. You can't do that. Boom, contact. That's sloppy. That's sloppy. Mickey Taylor in the pit lane. I don't know, chat. Who do you put the blame on there? I'm looking at Resser a little bit. I'm not saying it was all him. I think Vero in the end initiated the actual final contact, but Resser was definitely coming into his lane a couple of times there and making that pretty bumpy, pretty NASCAR, if I may be honest. Freddie Murley catching up to the bronze leader Robert Volt, who is in 6th place. Let's see what he can do. Now, I'm gonna give respect. I mean, the conditions out here are not conducive to like super clean racing. I'm not sure who that was getting out of the way there. It was not Ambrajosa, who is the car these guys are chasing. That was somebody down a lap. El Perry in the pit lane. Oh, I'm not asking you to hand down an official verdict, Dennis. I'm just asking for opinions. Just asking for over opinions. We all got him. Milestone on the attack against Finley Gamble. Looking to break up that Ferrari 1-2 to the horror of the hometown crowd. I am also not a steward for this series, so I have my opinion matters not, but I've got one. No, like if I'm talking like just on like a if I'm looking at it just from like a who did wrong point of view, neither were blameless. Resser came over into the lane. I thought pushed Vero off the track, and then Vero came back on. Looked like he was in control, but did definitely turn into him. So like I got to go with Resser as the foul, the major offender in that case. But I do. It's too late to go look at a replay now. But probably at the time we should have looked at a replay and checked out the onboard view from Vero to see if we could work anything out of there. As Adrian Maroon goes side by side with Iron leader and championship hopeful Sean Young. This is for 10th place. On track right now, there are, of course, a couple of early pit stoppers that may, of course, come into play higher up in the order. I'm looking specifically at Jim Fox. So probably not a top 10, you know, at the end of the day, but it's a top 10 right now. Solid effort for both these guys, iron versus bronze. Speaking of the bronze category, Adam Stewart currently in second place for the bronzes. And trying to keep with Freddie Murley here. I do not think that's going to work out. Murley, I think, is quicker than his 7th place would indicate. Also, just my experience, but I find that the BMW does handle itself fairly well in the wet. So I would say he's going to be a factor with something a little bit more. Pick up Isaac Jordan on the tail of Steve Tetley. Tetley gets a little bit too much curb here, particularly in these conditions. Time being remains ahead. There's a timing glitch on my screen right now, so apologies if things get a little bit weird. Seems to be Richard Gatenby has a bit of a timing glitch going on here. It's popping up and down on my screen. Back to Marud. Trying to get back up past Sean Young. It's looking good for Sean Young today, of course, in a battle with Professional Hater as far as the championship is concerned. In the iron category, they came in today dead even at 20 points or 18 points apiece. Young was the top finisher to Imola, but lost out on the fastest lap and pulled to Hater, so he came out on even. And Hater having to make a pit stop that did not count as an official pit stop. Pretty big deal. I would say that if you're looking at somebody who may be the most surefire winner of their division today, it is probably Sean Young. As Isaac Jordan has made his overtake. We'll go back 15 seconds and have a little replay. So it's through just the exit here of Variante del Raggia. Nothing too important there. I think Tetley probably made a slight mistake on the exit. And Jordan will make him pay by taking 12th place. Stewart's right up on the tail of Freddie Murley. So I said all those nice things about Freddie Murley and how I thought he was going to pull away. Not the case. Adam Stewart heard me and was like, listen, punk. I got this. And he is keeping with Murley. I'd even have an overtake here, but I don't think in these conditions you go around the outside of somebody at Primar. I don't. Especially not somebody who's in a different division and therefore is like not your little racing opponent. I would not recommend. Here's Cedric in the background, picking up some ground in the Porsche. Parsons still leads the way, but does not have the fastest lap, should be mentioned. He is one of 3 drivers who's been in the 53s here today. Not surprisingly, Stone and Gamble go to. Stone has the fastest lap, but has picked up second place at some point ahead of Gamble. Not sure what happened. I think I'm not going to try for a replay because I had no idea how long ago Gamble fell in 3rd place. Let's see if there's an incident maybe between the two. Side by side with Parsons. There's There's no incident between the two, so whatever happened was contactless. Adam Stewart and Mir Cedric in the pits to serve their pit stop. I would still say this is early. Like all things being perfect, you know, I get everything right at the start, whatever, and I don't damage the car. I'd want to run until, like, I don't know, 20 minutes left in the race. That would be my thoughts. That would be my ideas, and like even perhaps later if circumstances permit. I wouldn't pull a Max Simmons. Anyone who watches the ESR broadcasts that I do will know that we have what is called the Max Simmons Award, because we have a young driver named Max Simmons who makes it a point to pit as late in the race as possible, it seems. Wouldn't do that, but I would be going overcut, that's for sure. Got Jim Fox here as he trails Matthias Wiedmann, who is second place in the iron category. That's Adam Stewart rejoining. Background, that is Felix Kramaric, who's actually having a pretty decent race, honestly, for a guy who qualified dead last and started from the pit lane. Runs in 22nd place. And third place in the iron category. Stuart Parsons is in the pit lane. Hands the lead over to Miles Stone. Ooh, Wiedmann gets a little bump in the butt there. Too bad. Decent recovery. Jim Fox also being a pretty good gentleman about it. And doesn't even take the position. Kramaric and Stewart give chase. Now, of course, this is interesting because this is basically two separate battles. You have a battle between Kramaric and Wiedmann for a legitimate position and second place in iron category. And you have a battle of swords between Fox and Stewart, probably for somewhere in the top 15 of this race. And the two iron drivers are not really involved in that because they have yet to pit. Patton and Vero in pits. I've been talking about what my pit strategy would be. It seems like I'd be a bit alone on the matter, as the overtake is made by the early pit stopping Jim Fox. And Wiedmann is in the pits. That's probably why he didn't make much of a stink about it. And Adam Stewart goes through as well, taking over the spot from Kramaric, who will continue at least for another lap. We got a good battle for the lead, and this might be a battle for the lead, like, legitimately. Because keep in mind, Stuart Parsons had a 10-second penalty that he had to serve his pit stop, and was less than a second ahead of these two. So I think, honestly, assuming no mistakes, and assuming Stuart Parsons doesn't go on a complete hero run, the battle for the win is probably between Stone and Campbell. Be nice to see that BMW on the top set, or that Bentley on the top step of the podium. Lucas Geese and Mickey Taylor in the pits. Getting to the point where about half the field is pitted for their mandatory stop. Oh, Young and Jordan in. That'll be more than half. East in the 42 car joins. Really a lot of thrilling battles on track right now. So we'll stick with the leaders. We'll get the iron a little bit of shine. Lou Wes, who is looking to get a podium here today in the iron category, is on the tail of Matthias Wiedmann. This is a battle for third place as it stands. They'll both probably overtake Kramaric while he's in the pits, along with Sean Young is in the iron category. So, Young will come out ahead of these guys. Pretty sure of that. Be very, very weird if he didn't. But they'll probably overtake Kramaric, and this will turn into a battle for second place. Which Kramaric might be... Oh, never mind! Sean Young with a drive-through penalty. That is not good. The 230 car, the championship hopeful in the iron category, has got himself a drive-through penalty on a day where he is looking like he's going to pick up a gigantic pile of points over rival Professional Hater. This would be a big deal. Nelson Ambrajosa in the pit lane. Let's get a look at Kramaric here, actually. Even the pits. I thought he was going to get overtaken easily by Wiedmann and Wes. That is not the case. He's out quite a bit ahead of them. Let's gonna get a look at the pit stop time on that. Krameric's was 109. Yeah, he just nailed the pit stop. He got 108 pit stop to Wiedmann's 125 and Wes' 116. So credit to the Kramaric pit crew, the 255 pit crew. They did a fantastic job. And Bearded X Badass has come out in the middle of this iron fight. Probably not where he really wants to be in the Audi. But he rejoins the festivities in 26th place. Marood in the pits, Tetley in the pits. These are starting to shake up a little bit. Too many cars that still need to pit stop. By the way, Geese and Taylor have been in the pits for some time. Geese just left the pits. But Taylor has been in the pits for quite some time. That I could see that being perhaps a terminal issue. Sean Young in to serve his penalty. That could promote. Nah, I don't. I think there's too big of a gap. I think he'll still come out ahead of Kramer. But those are the kind of mistakes that you need to get rid of in a battle for a championship. In the manner that we are seeing Sean Young and Professional Hater in here in the iron category, at least shaping up to be. You don't want to leave open the doors. Just put it that way. Robert Volt, by the way, is cycled to the front of the pack, but that's just through pit stops. Miles Stone, Felix Gamble, Tatis Volkel in the pit lane, as well as Freddie Murley. So Volt, Gatenby, and Reiser are the. I want to say the last three to stop, but I don't. No, Hater has stopped. Okay, so just three more left. Volt, Gatenby, and Reiser. All things considered, a fairly clean race. We've had some stuff, had some things. By the way, Stuart Parsons with that 10-second penalty, which was of note, has rejoined the race behind Stone and Gamble, but also behind Nelson Ambrajosa. So Ambrajosa and Murley have gotten out ahead of him, and Volker, I think. No, Murley and Volker behind. The tower's just not fully updated. But yeah, so Stewart has come out probably a net fourth place when it's all said and done. He'll be behind Stone, Gamble, and Ambrajosa. Ambrajosa's played this very perfectly. He got pushed out on the first lap quite a bit. Came away with a really good pit stop, and has I think just been quietly putting together a very, very good performance. That because it's not been action packed, we haven't really been privy to it. Kerry Pattinen running in 18th place. He's tracking down El Perry. The 988 McLaren. Richard Gatenby is in the pit lane. So the last two to pit are Volt and Ressa. The Helicam here at Monza is great. What's that at? Doing a great job. Sam Jardine on the attack against Steve Tetley, the 808 Lamborghini versus the 172 Lexus. The lone Lexus in the field, which is worth an applause. I'm always going to root for the guys who are in, like, the only car in the field. Like, it's just... I appreciate that. That's like saying, that is saying, you know, this is clearly not the car to be in, but I'm here. And he's going to overtake Steve Tetley there for 14th place. Oh no! Tetley gets into the back of him. I'm not going to be too harsh on Tetley. It is wet. It is raining. It is not ideal conditions. But at the same time, I don't have anyone else to put any blame on. That was a bump and a half. That is Lucas Geese in between them and the Honda. He's lapped after a prolonged pit stop. Freddie Murley on the attack, trying to get up into 9th place. What is probably a net 7th. By the way, shout out to Adam Stewart, who is like looking at a net 7th place right now. Volt might come out ahead of these guys. Let's see here, how far are they behind? Volt's got a shot at coming out ahead of them. Ricer just not. Ricer will come out behind these guys, but he doesn't get it. I mean, I respect it. I mean, I assume anybody who's using a lone car likes it. I mean, I have a, she might be in the chat. RC Gingerbach, you around? She loves the Nissan. She will always race the Nissan unless forced into racing something else in a 7+. Even if the BOP is like horrendously against it. I respect anybody who does the same. As long as you don't complain about the decision you made. I think I probably have told this story before on the broadcast as race leader Robert Volt hits the pit lane. But there was this was back in the early days. Like, this was Assetto Corsa Competizione was pretty new at this point, so everybody we were racing with was still feeling out the game to a certain degree. There were obviously differences. There were people who put like hours into the game and were pretty comfortable with, like, still learning some things, like myself, and other people who were very, very new to it. And we were in a voice chat on Discord. There was like 25, 30 of us in the race. It wasn't race time. It was we were in warm-up. And the guy who had qualified like second or third from the back comes up, and I forget the exact things he said. He's like, "Can anyone help me with the setup?" And, you know, a couple of the experts said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" As Early might have an overtake here around the outside. I don't know. We haven't really seen the outside corner. No. Okay. Anyways, so he's detailing his problems. He's driving the Porsche. And one of the experts, a guy by the name of Mike Stoppin, there's like a 20-second empty air pause. And Mike comes back by saying, "Are you asking me how to de-Porsche the Porsche?" And the guy basically is like, well, no, I just want it to behave like this. And then he's like, all right, so here's the simple steps. You hit escape, you exit the server, and you come in with a different car. So that would be like the one exception. If you're picking a car that's unique and that you like and whatever. Like if you're going to complain about things that are foundationally part of the car, I'm going to have very little patience with it. But otherwise, you do you. Don't ask the admins to change the BOP so your car is effective. there you go. Because we had that when somebody was driving a Honda back when it had it. I don't know what his BOP is like now. Feel free to correct me, but at the time, the Honda had a very, very weak BOP in Assetto Corsa Competizione, and they wanted it. They wanted adjustments made just for them. They were the only one driving it, and the answer was no. So that would be the only exception. Adam Stewart continues to be chased by Freddie Merley here for 8th place, and what's probably going to turn into 7th. Hang on, what's the gap to? Oh no, Bolt's already come into the pits and come out ahead of them. Okay, so no, they're racing for what is a legitimate 8th place. All right, so with all the pit stops done, everybody has been in and out. Mickey Taylor's still in. Milestone leads the race by 4.5 seconds from Freddie from Finley Gamble, Nelson Ambrose in 3rd. Stuart Parsons is the danger man back in 4th place. He had a 10-second penalty. Tadas Volkel and Jim Fox rounding up the top 6. Your top bronze driver is Robert Bolton ahead of this man, Adam Stewart, who we're looking at in the gray and red car. And then directly in behind them, by the way, Robert Bolton's right ahead of these guys, so there you go. And in behind them, it's Freddie Merley, and then rounding up the top 10 is Pierre Cedric in the number 68 Porsche. Rounding up the field, we have Isaac Jordan, Jeffrey Bacher, Sam Jardine, Richard Gatenby, Steve Tetley, El Perry, Kerry Pattendon, Fabio Varro, Adrian Maroon, Mason Racer. The leader of the iron category is Sean Young, followed by Felix Kramaric. And then further on down, we have Matthias Wiedemann, Bearded X Badass, Chris Stancer, Lou Wez, Professional Hater, and Lucas Keys still running. I don't think we're going to see a return to this race for Mickey Taylor. He's been in the pits for about 8 laps, and I think is pretty much done. So if Mickey Taylor is in chat, or wants to hop on the Discord even, feel free to do so. The first rule of Car Club is to have fun? Absolutely. If I wanted anything else from racing, I would have stopped long ago. Because I was never winning. It's having good battles out on track, which, by the way, this battle is fantastic. Fox back to Merley. Not much else going on. Farrow's kind of close to Pattendon. Ruster's kind of close to Maru. Bearded X Badass, Sunbeam, and Sale. So there's a couple of close ones, but nothing really heating up more than this one right here. This battle for 6th place. Jim Fox back to Freddie Merley. By the way, Ferrari doing very well today. Gamble, Ambrose, and Parsons 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Definitely has been the top working car. A little flashy of the headlights. That's Lou Wez off track. And Ferrari's getting lapped. Might have caught a curb. Oh, sure, absolutely, absolutely. It's part of why I like sim racing so much, honestly. Like, there are video games in existence where, like, when you're losing and not doing well, they're not very fun. I don't know if anyone in the chat has played League of Legends, but, like, that's a great example of it, where, like, you'll be doing this for, like, an hour. Like, 1 hour of, like, League of Legends, and if, like, if somebody on the team is just feeding at the start, it's just not going to be a fun time. Sim racing is never like that. Sim racing is fun, regardless what you're doing. You're out there, you're putting the times in, you're challenging yourself, you're trying to get better. There is something to do, something to have as a goal every time you sim race. Could be a track you don't really know all that well, and you're not doing well. You're in like 27th place out of 27 cars. But you're out there, you're learning the track more, and you're trying to get a better feel for things. As Jim Fox goes side by side with Robert Volt, there is a little bit of bouncing going on here. Gentlemen, it's wet. I wouldn't recommend this. As they head down to Variante Primera. And, oh, I saw that coming a mile away. Robert Volt gets spun by Jim Fox. And that's going to put Adam Stewart and Freddie Murley through, and Mir Cedric through. Fox does let Robert Volt through. I appreciate the sportsmanship, but I would say that I'm just saying I saw that coming from a long way off. That there was going to be a contact at that first chicane. Samuel Jardine on the tail of Jeffrey Bacher. This is for 12th place. Bacher runs in 3rd place in the bronze category behind Stewart, Volt, and that's it. By the way, Adam Stewart on for like what looks like a win here in the silver category. Or the bronze category. Currently running in 6th. It's insanely good. Patented going side by side with Rude. I suspect he went off the track there and didn't want to take the overtake. And allows Rude to retain 18th spot. That is Matthew East in the background. In what is quickly becoming one of my favorite liveries, that number 42 BMW. Stewart, Freddie Murley going side by side. Murley taking the spot. Let's get a replay of that. I don't have the auto director to brake because it's already broken. We might as well make some liberal use of the replay function. You see Freddie Murley picking up the spot over Adam Stewart for 6th place in this race. Doesn't affect his scoring, though, as Stewart is a bronze driver. Jardine has gotten past Bacher. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it happened. It happened more than 15 seconds ago. Apologies. Apologies to Samuel Jardine. You know I wanted to get that on camera. I do love the Lexus. Fox on the tail of Robert Volt. Time running down here. 11 minutes to go. Ooh, big wide approach there through Ascari. I'm also keeping an eye on Mir Cedric and Adam Stewart. They're having a banger for 7th. The 68 car on the tail of the 164 Lambo. Thought about oh good lord. That is a very slow-moving lapped car of Chris Stancer, I think. Stewart collects him. And gives the spot to Mir Cedric. Not sure what happened there. either like Stewart was really, really late on the brakes, possible, or it was a very, very early braking from Chris Stancer. I'm not sure which. And a drive-through penalty for Jim Fox for cutting the Variante del Roggia. That'll drop it back through the field. Where do I think he'll come out? For sure behind Fox, Jordan, Jardine. Probably behind Bacher and Gatenby as well. So I'm guessing 14th place when he rejoins. Depending on what happens between now and then, as far as pace is concerned. Stick with this battle for a bit. There is still a battle between Bolt and Fox going on, but with Fox having a drive-through, I imagine that is probably going to be a reasonably quiet battle. If I'm Robert Bolt, I'm not looking for an overtake, not looking to risk anything in what is still a very wet track. And if I'm Jim Fox, I know that I'm not competing with Bolt at this point at all. My fight is now probably with Jeffrey Bacher and Richard Gatenby. Maybe Samuel Jardine? Maybe Samuel Jardine. Perry on the tail of Steve Tetley. Meanwhile, at the front, it's still Miles Stone leading by 4 seconds over Finley Gamble. Ambrahosa is not a factor for them back in third place, but Parsons and him are still having a little bit of a battle that I think might develop into something. We'll see. Gatenby putting the pressure on Jeffrey Bacher for 13th place. Bacher runs third amongst the bronze drivers. Up ahead of them is Samuel Jardine, a favorite of the chat. And back to L. Perry trailing Steve Tetley. Not sure what's been up with L. Perry this season. He's had speed. Even today, like for example, his fastest lap is faster than Tetley's, Gatenby's, well, not Gatenby's, but Tetley's, Bacher's, Isaac Jordan, and so on. Like he has probably top 10 pace, but both in Imola and here today, he's not really put together the result that pace probably warrants. Instead, he's here battling with Steve Tetley for 15th place, which is fine. Perfectly fine result. I in this field, I'd probably be very happy with it, but it does feel like an underachievement when you take into account the pace that he clearly has. Gatenby making an overtake there on Bacher. Bacher did not make that too hard, probably recognizing again that he's racing a faster car in a different division, and probably really just wants to guard this third place in the bronze category and doesn't want to worry about the silver drivers. That would be my guess. Perry's still behind Steve Tetley. With the feeling that, again, he's probably like a good second faster. And it's just not come together. Jim Fox into the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty. My guess was that he would come out ahead of Tetley. See how that goes. Tetley is the 808 car that is currently working through Parabolica. And I don't think he will. I think actually this is going to be worse for him than I thought it was going to be. I think he's going to be gotten by Tetley and by Perry. Probably come out ahead of Fabio Varro in 16th place. There's Tetley, there goes Perry. And I am correct. That is Lucas Geese, who's a lap down and does not force the issue. Wisely. So, the first variant there. Jumping of the chicane there by Steve Tetley. And that's going to open the door for L. Perry to make the overtake. Around the outside of Lesmo 1. That is 14th spot for the 988 McLaren. Richard Gatenby is on the tail of Samuel Jardine for 11th place. Gatenby, of course, started this race in the pit lane rather than from his P10 on the grid. He has shown great pace here today. He's made some nifty overtakes, and he would love to, smell a little bit in the top 10, but I don't think that's going to happen here with 2 minutes of change on the clock. He might get Jardine. That'll be just for 11th place. But it is wet. Could see something. Could see something. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, is a 53.257. That belongs to Miles Stone, race leader. One of the 53's club. The other ones are Finley Gamble, 53.502. Nelson Ambrose, 53.905. 53.637 for Parsons. And that is it. 53 club. Jim Fox is in the pits again. I don't know why. I didn't see a penalty pop up. I'm intrigued here. No, he's in for a pit stop. Maybe a fuel issue. So Jim Fox's day has turned into a pretty unimpressive one. He was looking at probably a 6th place, all things considered, at least 7th, and a penalty and some contact, and now a late pit stop have relegated him quite a ways, back down to 18th place according to the tower. And now a stop-go penalty. Oh boy. 30 seconds. Jim Fox may be having the worst last 10 laps that anyone will have this season. That is it's probably my guess. I think Nigel Mansell running out of gas in 1991 Canadian Grand Prix, which was the first race I ever saw live. Thank you very much. To lose the race to Nelson Piquet, probably had a better last 10 laps than Jim Fox is having right now. Only real battle on the track is this one between Jardine and Gatenby, so we'll stick with it. Keep my eye open on the timing screen for anything else, but don't see anything even really developing. I was hoping for a big battle for the lead today, with Parsons starting on pole and having a penalty, but it turns out that just Miles Stone in the Bentley The 574 Bentley or the 474 Bentley has run away with it. Would not recommend that as a celebration to any real life drivers. that was rough. Joining him on the podium will be the Ferraris of Finley Gamble and Nelson Ambrajosa. Good work by both of them. And is your overall podium and also your silver podium. Your race winner in the bronze category. Cross fingers, hope to not cast his curse here as he heads into the Parabolica. Will be Adam Stewart in the 164 Lamborghini. Had a couple of contacts on the way, but a very solid result nonetheless that marks him as a guy to maybe look at as a championship contender. Robert Volt will finish in second place amongst the bronzes. And in third place should be, barring any kind of last-minute screw-ups here, Jeffrey Bacher. By the way, Jeffrey, if I've been saying your name wrong this whole time, please tell me. It's across the line in third. I learned that there was someone I was pronouncing the name wrongly for like the longest time. Sean Young wins yet again in the iron category ahead of Felix Kramaric. And in third place, Matthias Weidman, who still wins the coolest car award. Jim Fox's day gets it gets even worse. He has been handed a black flag disqualification from the race. Rough day. Quick rundown of the top 10 overall. Milestone wins from Finley Gamble, Nelson Ambrajosa, Stuart Parsons, Freddie Murley, Adam Stewart, Robert Volt, Isaac Jordan, Samuel Jardine, and Richard Gatenby. After that, it is Jeffrey Bacher, El Perry, Steve Tetley, Fabio Varro, Adrian Marood, Sean Young, Matthew East, Mesa Greiser, Felix Kramaric, Matthias Weidman, Bearded X Badass, Lou Wez, and we're losing a couple of people, so I'm going to have a hard time giving you the rest of those results. Yeah, we're seeing them here as well. It's an unfortunate note of the game. And that is about all. So we will go to the... Oh, here we are. Patented Kramaric, Weedman, Bearded X Badass, Stancer, Wez, Professional Hater, Lucas Geese, and then the guys who did not see the checkered flag. We'll move on to the interview portion of our day. If anyone from the race wants to hop into the Discord stage, they are welcome. Go over there and check if there is anybody piling up. In the meantime, as always, we're going to give you guys a little livery show here. Let's see here. Last time we used the Lexus. This time, I think the 905 Racers will take center stage. These are liveries that were produced by a friend of mine named Tom for his 3D Speed McLaren team. A bunch of guys who are from the 905 area code. So that was cool. Very Red Bull inspired, as you can obviously see. All right, I see a couple people in the audience. If you want to speak, please give me a hands up to do so, and I can grant your permission to speak, and you can talk about your race and how things went. There we are. Milestone, our race leader, has raised his hand. Miles, you had a race win today, and it looked pretty fantastic. Do you have anything more in depth you want to share with the people?
It was an amazing feeling. I started P2, but missed my braking point. and then I lost like a position at the start, and I basically had to like follow P1 and P2 through like almost of the first stint, and I just thought that if I just keep it safe and clean, patiently, just following behind until like an opportunity rises up. Otherwise, overtaking was a bit hard on this conditions, trying to get
Certainly.
an overspeed.
Yeah, certainly. It
But
appeared like the delta to get an overtake was quite a bit. There were a number of dare I say faster drivers who we spent a lot of the race watching run very close to cars they should probably be able to overtake and just never getting to the point where they did.
I had actually a setup that was like close to battle that issue. I was like running zero wing, but right before the race, I just thought maybe I chickened out a bit and added like some wing to it because I wanted just a bit more stable car. Like if I don't spin or if I don't make mistakes a lot, I thought like I could still have a chance. But zero wing was definitely the way. If I had a bit more confidence, like we tried it in the race Thursday, and it was like so much overspeed, and it had a lot of margin to overtake more than what I had now.
I mean, but at the same time, in the wet, just saying as my humble, terrible pub scrub self, uh, I probably also would not have run zero wing.
Honestly, there was an option. I wanted to, but it was just Sunday 60 minutes. I thought if I just keep it safer, it would have been better than zeroing. And I was like with almost at the top clean air, so like only 1-2 cars ahead of me. If I was in the midfield, 100% would run zeroing.
Well, it worked out for you today. You picked up
Yeah.
a W. I don't think we caught your move for the lead on camera, unfortunately.
It was, I didn't I actually on track because Parson had like 10-second
Yeah, you had a 10-second
penalty.
penalty. That
So
was going to
I
take
was
him
just
out.
trying to keep in distance with him. It was me and Gamble who were like fighting for the lead since we were all within 1 second with Parson. I think it was after Lesmo 2. Gamble had a bit of oversteer and touched the outside curb a bit and had a bad exit. I overtake on the kink after the Lesmo 2. And before Ascari, I think I have enough overspeed and distance to just have to not to go side by side. That was like the on track lead pass, and like after that I kept close to Parson, and when he pitted, that was like actual lead.
Yeah, I said it. I think at the very beginning of the race that Parsons was, probably had the pace to win today, but there's no way he was going to pull out that 10-second delta.
I
And I was
like.
right.
Yeah, that was like, I think me and Gamble were both just trying to keep in within 10 seconds and try to fight it out between ourselves.
Well, it's good to see that we're going to have a championship battle in silver because after Imola, the chat audience as well as myself were a little worried that Parsons was just going to run away with this thing, but he finishes fourth today. You came in with 0 points, so I'm not gonna give you the caster's curse of saying you're a championship contender now. But you'll probably come out of this in like the top 5.
Monza was like a good track for me. I don't know if I can keep up the pressure on Parson. Maybe Gamble can. I hope he does.
Also saw a pretty good race with Nelson Ambrajosa, who I see is in the Discord here. So hopefully we'll get a word with Nelson on this podium there.
I hope so.
There we go. And he raises his hand. Excellent. There we go. We're going to get that. Adam Stewart raised his hand first. So Adam, our bronze winner, will be next up. Miles, do you have anything else to say? I've been very complimentary of your livery in the broadcast.
I couldn't make a livery for myself. I just found it on Awesome Sim Racing.
Okay.
It was made by Team RVR. Shout out to them. It's their livery. It's amazing livery. I like it. Glad you like it.
I make very few of my own liveries. I take credit for being the creative inspiration for some of my liveries, but they are all mostly done by a gentleman named Justin Swan. But
my favorite livery I made was the Teletubbies. I think you remember from last season.
I'm not down with the Teletubby one, but I get it.
Alright, man. Thanks for the commentary as well. Always a good job and good listen.
All right. Well, we've had the overall winner's thoughts on the race. Let's go to the man who won the bronze today, Adam Stewart. You are, there you go. You are now live on the YouTube.
Hello. So this is what happens when you practice 3 days a week.
There you go. What's your excuse? You're a retired man, are you not?
Laziness.
Well,
it was good. I
definitely
did a lot of practice.
You definitely got a great result out there today. You were 7th overall? 6th or 7th overall, I forget which. And you, of course, more importantly than that, you won the bronze category and will be taking home the associated points with that, ahead of Robert Volt, who I see is in our audience, and we'll probably have a word. We did, however, I got to take you to task. We did see some contact there. What happened in the race that led to a little bit of magnet bumper cars with I think it was Jim Fox.
I did hit him from behind once, but neither one of us spun. I do remember he was just braking just a little bit earlier than I was, and I didn't expect it at one point. We both went a little bit wide and off track in that T1. But I know I didn't wreck him. That's a plus.
Yeah, his demise came from other things, admittedly, with eventually a disqualification. I was kind of hoping he would pop in just so we could get the any final thoughts on like what the disqualification came from. I know he received a stop-go penalty, which then was not served. I imagine that was disqualification, but I don't know what the stop-go was for. We also saw you get like into the back of one of the lapped cars. I would like to tell you which one it was. I'm blanking on who it was now. My apologies. But
that's okay.
It was on camera, and I did note to the audience I would ask you about it. What happened there? It looked like there was a definite difference of braking points at play into turn 1. But I don't know.
He was way
braking.
Yeah, he was braking way earlier than I even imagined somebody would brake. And honestly, I had looked up just prior to him hitting his brakes to see where Volt was at, because I knew he was behind me. And I looked back and he was already on his brakes, and I was hitting my brake marker. I was like, I'm going to hit him. That's why I tried to steer left, and then he just didn't go right quick enough for me to be out of the way.
Yeah. It could also be that his car was being troublesome, because I know that I really can't remember who it was, but it was somebody who was driving notably off their earlier pace. And obviously the breaking point on its own probably suggests a significant issue.
Yeah, I think Volt would have won that class, except for with him and Fox getting a little spin move, it allowed me to get past him and win for bronze.
There you go. Well, we will quickly talk with Nelson Ambrajosa, because you were the next one to put up your hand, and Robert Volt, you were on deck after that. All right, Nelson. Let's see here.
Hi.
Nelson, you picked up a podium here today. It looked like you had a rough first lap, and then honestly, we didn't see you after that until you were suddenly on the podium.
Yeah, there's 2 races in a row. It's been 10 months without racing, so a bit rusty at the start. Got pushed wide, then just buckled down, and just was consistent, I think, throughout the race. Managed to pick some cars off. They bit of argy-bargy early on and got through without any incident, and then it was just keep the head down and keep consistent. Had an awesome pit stop and came out in front of Parsons, and I thought, well, he was leading, so he's going to go past me. But no, I was able to keep a constant 2-second gap to him all the way to the end, so matching his pace at the end.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because there was some speculation in the chat while we were watching that Parsons was going to get you for the third, and it just nothing even ever materialized. You just were able to keep about a 2-second gap.
Yeah, it yo-yoed up and down, up and down. I think he was, in certain sections of the track, he was much quicker. But in the last bit of the track, I was faster than him, extremely fast, a lot faster than him. I'd pull away, and then he'd close up, and then I'd pull away. So, yeah, good result in the end. So, P3, I'm happy with that. P7, last time out. When you think last time out, I qualified, I think, 4th. And I was last after the first corner. to finish P7 was a good result. And yeah, again, I was 12th after the first corner to be P3. Happy with that.
Excellent. I imagine you were probably running a lower downforce setup than Parsons if
No,
you were.
no, I
No.
was running
Huh.
full wing, full
Interesting.
wing, yeah, full wing. Actually,
I wouldn't think you'd
probably
run away with the last sector with that kind of setup.
yeah. I think because I was running, I had a lot of grip out the corner.
That will help.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I
Get
was
some good
just making
grip
sure
out of
yeah,
Viscari down the. There's a name for that straightaway that I'm blanking on.
yeah,
That leads to
the back.
Parabolica.
Yeah, something like leads to the parabolic. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the names of the corners, but yeah, it just seemed like I was stable through the parabolica anyway, and I could really, clobber the curbs and come out of there flying. So kept me ahead of him, which is good, and I'm on the podium.
Indeed,
So
solid.
don't even
Podium
know
effort.
what's the next race.
I don't know off the top of my head. It's kind of the nice thing about being the commentary guy. There's no real track specific preparation. It's
Okay,
pull up a
all right.
track map day before and be like this corner,
Yeah,
this corner,
that's
this
pretty
corner.
much what I've been doing. So yeah, that's good. I'm happy with P3 today. Guys in front were, Gamble and is it chap who won?
Milestone.
Milestone. Yeah, they were just too quick. So but yeah, P3 is a good result.
Excellent. And I'm saying your name correctly, correct?
Abranosa. So if you take the H out and you change the S to a Z, Abranosa.
No. Okay, so I was a little bit off.
Yeah, but you're right. It's fine. I've heard worse.
Well, I try.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's all good. Anyway, thank you very much. You guys do a fantastic job doing the commentary as well, and everyone that sets this up for us so we can have a bit of fun on a Sunday. Massive thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Right. Our final guest, unless somebody
Good night.
pops in here before I go off, will be second place in the bronze category today. And I do believe, if I'm not very much mistaken, and I'm going to check the standings before I say this, the championship leader in that category, Robert Volt. Let's give you permission to speak. There we go. Robert, you become a regular on the post race here. Second place today in category. Could have been a win. I think Adam even alluded that he thought you were going to beat him. What? How do you put that as a race then? I guess like you didn't get perhaps what you maybe could have, but you did get a very, very solid result.
I can't. Well, to keep it PG friendly, it went a lot better than expected. I did definitely train a lot less than Stewart, and just what's it called again? Relying more on my success during the rain events here.
Well, there you go. Any thoughts on, I guess, anything that surprised you about the track, either positive or negative, and any like particular incidents or moments you want to discuss about the race?
I mean, there's a reason why I call Monza the public lobby favorite.
Well,
There's always.
I think everybody says that.
Yeah.
It's a simple track, but one that obviously, for whatever reason, that simplicity translates to some excellent racing at times, but also some disaster at times.
Definitely. I did have a little scuttle with Jim Fox a few laps down, well, halfway through the race. And we just decided to be like, hey, let's just kiss each other into turn one.
There was a little bit of that going on for sure. We had a couple of incidents down to turn one, as well as Variante del Roggia in regards to cars. Let's just say, not understanding the appropriate amount of personal space that people might be comfortable with. Just addressing the audience here. Magic. If you want to speak, you have to raise your hand. Otherwise, I cannot invite you to the stage. There you go. We'll just finish up with Robert before we get to you, obviously. Robert,
Yes.
any other thoughts? What was a pretty eventful day? I think if you go back and watch the broadcast, you'll see that you've got top billing in terms of the amount of screen time was afforded to you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be the streamer's favorite at the moment. Sorry.
I mean, it could be good, it could be bad. I'm going to be honest. El Perry has an edge on getting a lot of screen time because I like his car.
Yes. I mean, I can't really fault you for that. It's really nice to look at it as well, especially from behind, which seems to be most of the time.
Well, I was actually hoping he would hop on because I've been intrigued by the fact that both at Imola and here today he's had, dare I say it, I feel like the pace to score some big points and it's just not happened. And I can't put my finger on what happened in either race to actually lead to it. It's just it's a bit bizarre. Because normally you see somebody who seems a little bit out of place in the race, you can, trace back in your memory to a contact. Oh, we lost Magic. You could trace back to a point in the race where they had a moment, but that's not been the case for El Perry. It's just been kind of, it's almost like he just goes into incognito mode.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to put this, but when it comes to Jim Fox, I really hope that he actually improves his racecraft because he's quick, but his racecraft is, from my own experience and some others here, it's close to public lobbies sometimes.
I don't know if I would put it on the public lobby level, but
No,
I did watch him at Imola. I did watch him here, and in both races there were definitely some problems, and I would tend to agree that if he wants to make the most of his pace, he is going to have to work on the wheel to wheel stuff. The traffic management, the ability to judge gaps and space. I don't know how new to sim racing he is. It's always hard to figure that out because there are some people I've run across and, how long you been doing this? I've been doing this for like 5 months. You're 3 seconds faster than me a lap. I feel like I have to kill myself
now. He's one of the administrators for HRS Motorsports. So I can only guess that he has a lot of screen time there.
All right.
Maybe
well,
not.
Hopefully there seems some improvement there. All right, we'll stay on air here for a little bit because Magic Wrestler wanted to say something, but he left the stage. I guess I'll give him a couple of minutes here if he wants to pop on. Give him a tag and chat.
And I can also report that Jim Fox started to just completely lose it near the, I think it was last quarter of the race, I guess. Just a lot of understeer and just not giving a crap about track limits.
Certainly the last bit of the race for him was
abysmal.
Yeah, obviously picking up a black flag on the matter.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam Stewart in the it has provided me that Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst, will be next. So I'm looking forward to that one, and I'm gonna hope that we can get Byron on commentary for that one because he loves Bathurst for reasons that totally don't involve the fact that he may or may not have seen the most absolutely crash happy race ever at Bathurst, and loves it as a result.
Anyways, I will take this second position as a big win, and congratulations to Adam Stewart with the podium, regardless.
Indeed, you'll easily be the championship leader heading into Bathurst.
Yep.
Getting on the plane for Australia.
Honestly, though, the only thing I will change about this race will be more fights with Adam, to be honest.
Oh.
That would be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I don't see a response from Magic. I'm pronouncing. There is a racer in another community that I'm in that spells his name the same way, so I'm going with that pronunciation. It probably is wrong.
Mike. Oh, Mike Racer. Yeah. I can pop into the voice chat with him and
Sure.
ask if you.
Yeah, because he was here. He raised his hand, wanted to speak, and then he disappeared. So,
Yep.
trying to try to let him have his moment.
Yeah, I'll see you guys soon then.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye, and until next race.
Ooh, I don't even remember where this livery came from. I feel like probably a Max Simmons creation. Oh, the Carbones! Yes, the Carbones! I like this one. We'll put it up in the showroom. I enjoy this one as we wait for a potential additional guest here. Didn't see any questions in the chat, but if somebody wants to get on mic with us, obviously, I am here to facilitate that and make it happen. I actually like this livery. It's pretty simplistic, but it works pretty well. It was yeah, Alfonso Cachon. I don't think it was Alfonso's creation though. I think it was somebody else's. I think it's whoever the 17 was. Yeah, Willie Coyote was the creator. Or not necessarily the creator, but the designer, the inspiration, the what's a good word here? There's a word, it's on the tip of my tongue, on the tip of my brain, that is like perfectly examines what I'm talking about. Inceptor. Boom. There you go. There we go. Inceptor is the word I'm looking for. Why? Oh, is this your work? I didn't even know. I just got it as part of one of the packs for a racing league I had. This was run by two individuals, and that they were not very good. if I may, if I may, they were not very good. I think the only time I saw them was under blue flag conditions or during qualifying or practice. I don't think I ever got the pleasure of actually racing with them. They were not around for a particularly long period of time. That does not look like mine. Well, maybe there's another Willie Coyote, my friend. Maybe there's another one. It's been a while. This is an old livery. I couldn't remember that. They raced under a different name, so I can't remember the name. The series I was running, I was the admin. I was the admin for it, and we demanded the people run real names, air quotes. Like we didn't check driver's licenses. We didn't. There was no legal verification, but like everybody had to have like a name that sounded like a name, as opposed to like there was a guy who always ran under the name Dive Bomb, and was one of many people in that community that kind of ruined the idea of being able to run under like professional wrestling style names, kind of thing, because they would often misbehave. So the person who ran this car did not race under the name Willie Coyote. They raced under something else, but I can't remember what it was. I think, if I recall correctly, this is the work of Justin Swan in terms of the artistic creation of the livery. I should send a message to Justin and see if he remembers. But I'm pretty sure this is his work. He did a lot of the work for that particular series that I was in. I know he did my livery that I ran for that series, which was I've shown this one before. The Vortex GT crew. This was my livery. But it's his work. This is like again, I directed the creation of it. I provided the sort of references, the sponsorship choices, the all of that, but I have no artistic ability. So he took my inputs and came up with this one, which I think he did a great job on. You could judge it you could judge it badly if you want, but like this exactly was what I was thinking in my head, minus the yellow. But we tried we tried a number of times with the yellow. It kept looking it kept looking wrong. So I guess the yellow goldish part of it is kind of off, but he did a phenomenal job taking my idea, taking my my brain creation and turning it into an actionable in-game thing. It's also very, very small, which is nice because back in the day, I don't know if this is still the case, but back in the day, there was a real problem with the game stuttering for some people if they had to load in a custom car. So we had to make everything very, very small. So this one's actually, the file sizes are very, very small. And it still looks, I think, very, very nice. But the Balls and Moosehead sponsorship, as well as a couple other things. There's a BattleTech Universe missile company on the car as well. He also did teammates for this car. We had Paul's car. Is this Paul's car? Yes, this one's Paul's car, which he did with the Muscle Milk Bird Law, same sort of deal. Taking the template of my car, and I don't know why they had the little balls thing added to their cars, because they don't have balls sponsorship. This little like honeycomb pattern here is off of if you've ever had balls, it's off of the bottle, and they actually sponsored me during my mixed martial arts career. So I do try to work them into my sponsorship on any kind of fake sponsorship deals. Don't pay me as a sim racer, but they did pay me as a mixed martial artist. So I will happily give them a little bit of free sponsorship post that thing. And there was a third one to the team, which was it's a brewery. Is Stone Brewers, a California-based brewing company, which was run by Javier in that series. We won the team's championship, and we also won the Silver Cup. I won it. Javier finished third in Silver Cup, and Paul was like fourth or fifth in the overall standings. So it was a pretty successful little team. Also, I like the secretly Canadian part. Enjoy that. All right. It looks like Mike is not going to join us. I think I've given him ample time, and it has not happened. All right. So I will hopefully barring any scheduling difficulties or anything like that, be back on Sunday with you guys at Bathurst. So good luck, everybody. That's really all I got, I guess. Good luck, be safe, and hopefully we get a really good turnout for Bathurst, and nobody tries to murder everybody on the mountain. That is, I guess, the hope. And I'll talk to Byron about getting him on as a second talking head for Bathurst. He might bite. All right. So that is all for the stream today. Hope you enjoyed. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the losers as well. It was really difficult conditions out there. If you got anything done today, you deserve a big thumbs up in my book. I will see you next